is exciting.
Wonderful.
Yes. So welcome. Welcome, everybody. I guess we are live. If you would like to say hi in the chat when you are hearing me and seeing us, please say hi. This is always good, giving me a little bit more confidence in the beginning that everything is working. Hello, who is it? Kiat. That's fine. Good evening. Yes, good evening, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world, because we are international here. And my name is Anja Schäfer. I'm in Germany and I'm your host. And these are my beautiful guests, my co-hosts, my beautiful guests. And I will introduce them to you in a moment. First of all, this is our first panel together. This is the very first time that this group, these four beautiful people, including myself, are sitting together. And of course, we have a good reason for that. And this reason will present itself, it will unfold while we are talking, while we are sharing our information with you, our frequencies, and also announcing that we will be together physically in July 2025, which is absolutely outstandingly amazing. And I think just those who are able to really connect with the higher realms will be able to already foresee right now what this event is going to be and what the intention, the highest intention of this meeting is going to be. It's more than just a physical gathering of people who are spiritually interested. It's an Ascension conference. And I am the one who is guided to organize this. And Viviane Chauvet, Arcturian messenger coming from the United States, HaRuKo BlueStar child with Japanese origin residing in Mount Shasta, United States and California, and beautiful Cecilia Sifontes coming from Sweden. They are all my guests at this amazing conference. I have the poster behind me. You can't really see it all in details, but you can check out the link, which is in the YouTube description, because these three are the ones who are coming from the most far away countries. Two from United States, one from Sweden. The others are all coming from Germany, Austria, and from Switzerland. So it's going to be a pretty big event. It's a 4-day event at the Hohenfels Castle in a beautiful location. It's almost like on another dimension. We are bringing really the higher worlds down here through our physical selves into the earth to Mother Gaia. And this is why we are calling it the Ascension Conference. So welcome, everybody. And I would love you to introduce yourselves a little bit and say just a few words before I'm going to read your short biographies for those who don't know you yet, so that you have a little bit more background who these women, who these beautiful souls are. So who would like to begin? Viviane?
Yes, I will be very happy to begin to introduce myself. I want to thank you, Anja, for bringing such amazing high vibrational, very dedicated light workers from all over the world, including for us in the United States, Sweden, and other places. This is really a unique event. You have to think about the energy of 2025 of a new cosmic gateway, and the idea, the concept that you bringing forward. I can tell that you're receiving a higher guidance, and the location of where we're going to be gathering, it's a convergent point of great importance, and even for Gaia. So I just want to mention that, and really supporting this incredible high frequency, high consciousness, very quality, refined energy gathering. This is more than another conference. There's something very unique, very I would say of alignment with the Reascension process and bringing disclosure to a whole different level of consciousness. So my name is Viviane Chauvet. I am an Arcturian ambassador. I was sent forth by the Arcturian Light Council and our Council of Elders, returned to the Earth quadrant in a hybrid human form. And I represent a multitude of intergalactic species. I'm part of the Galactic Alliances, as well as communicates with a multitude of different celestial beings and part of different star regency councils as well. And I'm here to oversee the reascension process within the higher cosmic timeline of reascension. And so our presence here as directly representative of the Arcturian delegation, we bringing forward the true essence of who we are, our wisdom, our teachings, and we are here to really support. And I've been traveling the world as an international speakers, giving lectures, workshops, organizing retreat, and of course going to sacred sites everywhere and what we do. And I'm also the founder of the online Universal Arcturian community, and we do have members from every corner of the planet, which is phenomenal, and the mastery of our offerings, including the monthly Arcturian holographic group healing, and so much more. So just in a nutshell, we are bringing definitely the presence of our delegations and other group consciousness I'm going to be interacting with. So I am truly, and we collectively are truly excited to be here in the presence of so many beautiful, gifted also men and women in their emissaries of light, including you, beautiful Anja. So thank you for organizing this.
Thank you so much. Beautiful, beautifully said, complete. Thank you.
You're most welcome.
HaRuKo, would you like, oh, Cecilia, go ahead.
Go ahead, Cecilia.
Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I was just going to say, when I made one of my first seminars and conferences, there was a moderator, and he wanted me to introduce myself to people and asked me, where are you from? And I said, Arcturus. So like my higher self, I would say, is an Arcturian, and I have, since I started channeling more than 30 years ago, worked together with the Arcturians, and I have brought down a special technique from Arcturus called the Arcturian light body, which I've been teaching for many years. But as I told you, Anja, I have worked a lot with many, many different techniques that have come from spiritual guides, not only from our galaxy, but also from the multiverse or beyond it, because we are part of a spiritual evolution where we are expanding and moving beyond all that we know, and there are so many things we don't know. But as we do, as we move into the intertwined higher dimensions, and there are thousands of them, we bring them here to the earth. Every time we do, we make a connection. Every time we talk to people like this, we are making connections into dimensions of light and love and consciousness, and open them for this world. And for me, that is really what the ascension process is about. I have worked with a group that we call the Ascension Group for, I think, 24 years or something like that now. And we meet regularly twice a year and listen to what the guides have to say about what energies are next to the earth. How can we best support the earth? How can we best support humanity? And then we work with whatever techniques that is every week together throughout the year. And yeah, so what should I say? I'm a spiritual channel. I'm super happy to be here with you all, and very excited to hear that you're also working a lot with the Arcturians and that you're an Arcturian hybrid. I look forward to seeing you all.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Cecilia. Thank you. Amazing. HaRuKo.
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah. Hi. So my name is HaRuKo BlueStar Child, and my main passion is to translate the heart of Creator, the love of Creator, into any form And right now it's art and music and my words and my presence. And and I thank you so much. I expressed to you, Anja, that since 2014, I was talking, telling to myself that I'd like to go to Germany. And that was 10 years ago. And out of many countries from Europe, Germany was the first name that really pops up, into my mind. And I just kept saying, when, I don't know, but I like to go. And so I really thank you for, recognizing my gift. And I'm so excited to bring my light and also my light cause with my art and music to Germany in such a beautiful location. And I feel so much purpose in gathering together, just like Viviane said. And it's not so much of doing, but just to bring our own presence and passion of our what we do and come together, bring so much light. And so I'm just so excited about July at your Star Earth conference. And to introduce myself a little more, I have been, I have been channeling different dimensions and different being of light since 1999, so about 25 years or so. And my artwork is about 1 meter to, some of them are 6 meters long. And they're like a spiritual textbook and a galactic encyclopedia. And they're filled with light codes from various, dimensions. And my mission as an artist is to share to people as much as possible, especially to the starseeds, because these light codes seems to be designed to activate the starseeds in a spirit level, in a deep spirit level. And so I'm planning to project the large image at the conference and share them so that people can feel and receive that frequency and information. And as a musician, I call myself celestial musician because I tend to have a very big angelic filter. So I have been doing this for 5 years with my voice and flute. And as I start sharing my music, I learned that the portal opens and many beings of light come through and light codes come through, various star system and dimensional information come through. And but at the end of the music session, many people feel comforting and nurtured and soothing because of my angelic filter, and brings different effect in each individual. No matter where you are in conscious level, they tend to receive whatever they need. And it's really exciting to witness how people receive and receive the visions and inspiration from even the same songs. They see different things. And so at the Star Conference, I would like to offer the sound transmission. And it's really good during the conference time because many people receive so much information and so much energy. So with music time that I offer, people can get to relax and integrate what you receive during the conference. So that would be my introduction for this.
Thank you so much. You know what? You four already said everything that's for the introduction important, so I feel I don't really have to read your biographies anymore. It's on the website, so everybody who really wants to read more about that, Viviane, HaRuKo, and Cecilia, or want to check out their websites and everything that they offer, of course, the links are in the YouTube description. So where do we want to start? What is really where do we want to begin when we go into what I would like to ask? Maybe I just jump. Cecilia, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I thought, why not begin to talk about the time that we are in right now between, maybe for me, I see it in these important 5 years between this year and up to 2030. We are going to have a lot of change taking place. And especially this year, from my point of view, is like the year we've been waiting for. There's so much happening. So like if you are a light worker or spiritually interested or starseed or whatever you want to call it, we have such an opportunity this year because there will be more synchronicity in that all of the energies that we carry around ourselves, like our light body and the webs and grids around the earth and the connections from there to the galaxy and so on, they're going to move into a greater synchronicity, which means that life will sort of ease up if we are attuned to it. Clearly, we can live in difficulties if we want to and struggle with the rest of the world, but there's a whole new level of synchronicity coming that I'm experiencing it every day now to an extent that is almost ridiculous. I don't have to plan anything. It just happens. When I want to call someone, they call before, and you know, it speeds up the synchronicity, and that is good news for us who are light workers. And on the other hand, we have because there has been so much light anchored by all of us and many, many more light workers here on this planet, every time when we bring in more light, what's not aligned with it comes to surface. And that's what we see collectively now. All of the chaos that we experience is a result that humanity experienced all of the lowest energy. So we can all have a look at it. Is this what we want on this earth, or change the way we behave? So it's an interesting time. And what my guides have said, at least, is that, you know, from 25 on, it will get easier on Earth, but it will take up until 2030 before we really see the results.
Okay, thank you. Viviane, would you like to add your perspective on that?
Yes, of course, with pleasure. And one of the beauty about the multitude of messages or interpretation perspective the population will receive through this incredible life event right now, or in person at the conference in Germany, or any other aspect of resources, you're going to start to see a more unified form of messages. You know, when those of us, obviously the four of us, working with enlightened intergalactic group consciousness, whether it's intergalactic, whether it's celestial, whether it's working with the masters of the consciousness of other celestial beings like Gaia, there's a convergence that is taking place. You know, when you are in the same alignment, when you start to hear a repetition, a redundancy, the messages are very clear. And I do agree with Cecilia to say that 2025 marks the beginning of what we perceive as the new cosmic gateway. Because if you look at an intergalactic advanced consciousness like the Octurians or the Andromedans and others, we're coexisting with you outside of this frame of reality. So the way we perceiving time, or the quantification of time, is very different for us, and we're able to see a multitude of timeline unfolding all at once and to look at the greater potential. So this is something that I have been shown for years, that Gaia and all sentient life form on the planet was about to enter finally a higher era or a higher paradigm of living. And we do understand, and many council members, and even to the Solar Council of the Great Central Sun, we recognize the hardship, the difficulty, the challenges that the human race have gone through. And it's just not just humans, but also the animal kingdom, Gaia herself, the land, the elementals, the tree nations, the sacred waters. There's been such a level of contraction that has happened on the planet just the last 4 or 5 years alone. At the same time, think of it this way, as a very, very deep contraction energy took place, because now it's the counterpart of the great expansion taking place. So a lot of old wounds coming to the surface, the old structures are being extracted from the earth grids, like paradigm of war, scarcity, fear, manipulation. All these energies are coming to the surface. Great purification going on. It can be through waters, fire, and other place. There's a lot of movement. You can tell that you're shifting dimensionally. You're shifting into a new dimensional state of experience, presence, manifestation, co-creation. This new level of creativity returning to the planet. For those of you who feel the calling to be of service, what it's going to look like. There's more refined frequencies returning. And that's one thing that many of these celestial beings that coexist in different octaves of existence showed me, is that these frequencies, these plasma energy, bring in the next level of light codes or creation codes, and how it's going to support life here, and how it's going to help even in the human body. The humanoid template is shifting, meaning that your physical body is shifting, how you're going to connect, soul-body connection, how you're going to access more remembrance of your multidimensional self, and stepping out of the false impression of isolation that the human species has been cast into. And this is partially why so many ancient souls, masters, star seeds have returned to the planet as an attempt to anchor different frequencies at different time frame. And you're looking at generations of souls who are coming back to different generational timeline, anchoring different point to leading us to where we are. So it's going to be really about staying grounded in your light, to allow yourself to really open, meditate, contemplate, higher thoughts, more quality of thoughts, feelings, feeling what is very possible, and allow yourself to detach from entanglements, emotional uncertainty, and it changes distraction. That's one thing that we look at. Human beings tend to be distracted mentally. So bring yourself back in the point of focal point and feel with higher discernment, what is it you wish to be a part of, to enhance, to manifest? What is it you wish to take on in your reality in terms of belief system, frequencies, teachings, coaching, wisdom, and trust yourself more. It's going to be very important to trust yourself more, and following your inner guidance as well, and inviting more on this higher aspect of you to come in. So, and it's just a prelude of the energy. From our perspective, anything beyond 2027, 2028, it's pure potential at this point. So there's no prediction here, more of a fluid potential that is unfolding. So just to summarize quickly some of the highlights right now, there's going to be so much more, but it's exciting to talk about this. And, and now I'm excited to see what HaRuKo have to share about that.
Well, so for me, and from all the private sessions that I have been offering, what I've noticed is that many people are really shifting from the mind to heart, and people still kind of struggle how to do it and how to surrender to it. Because when we are in this still point, focusing in the now moment, then all the distractions and all the chaos and, what to do next, all the concerns about the future all disappears, and people recognize that. But then the human aspect always want to know, okay, what should I do next? How can I live my life? And then they get into the confusion. So at this time of great shift and change, it's really good to go deep inside and stop doing so much and learn to just be and surrender to the now moment, and allow that all the things that are happening within your life, experience in everyday life. There's so much that you can pay attention and learn from and refine yourself. There are so many old wounds comes up sometimes, emotion comes up, the thoughts comes up in a patterns, repetitive patterns. And so once you slow down, that's like the one message that I always hear these days, just slow down. And once you slow down, you feel yourself in every level and you pay attention and you learn to nurture and nourish every level of your body, emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually. And to, create that strong foundation in this now moment, and surrendering into the spirit level, not to be concerning into the future, what's going to happen to the earth, how am I going to make money, or all kind of things. Just stop all of that and learn to be in the now moment. And for many people, that is a great challenge that is given. And so that's one thing I have been noticing, and really self-care and self-nurturing, self-nourishing in every level. That is very, very important in this transitional time.
Yeah, this is so beautiful what you're saying, because it helps me now seeing from a higher perspective, again, from another point of view, why the event that I'm organizing is so important. Because it helps all to really come to a point experiencing what you're saying. I mean, it's like a bath. It's like a big pool where you can step in so that all old thought patterns and belief systems and fears and anxieties and insecurities really can fall off. It seems to be like a cleansing pool of 4 days where all souls who feel connected to us and to their own big alignment. It's not to us personally. We are just mediators. This is how I see it. I'm just a mediator too, and maybe this is why I'm going still through my own stress and anxieties and insecurities, because it all also has to fall off. And organizing this event and bringing you would not come to me personally. I could not invite you to come and sit with me having a coffee. This would be too personal and too private. But inviting you and hundreds of other souls to come together in such a place multiplies everything that you three just said. We are opening a field where all can cleanse themselves from old paradigms and from fears and from belief systems and everything that keeps them stuck or in lower dense frequencies, so that we can really ascend and really rise. We have to really lean so much back, don't we? And really allow to arrive in the present moment. And which is especially also for me, since I'm organizing all that, so difficult, because my mind is scattered all over the place and I have so many millions of thoughts, and all that you just said, HaRuKo and Viviane and Cecilia, is really, for me personally, very difficult to bring myself alone here in my apartment to the point of sitting there maybe for hours and entering the space of 0 point and just in the beingness, because there's so much going on that I feel that I have to follow. And that's not personal. It's not that I feel like, oh my goodness, I have to go shopping or I have to do this or that, some mundane stuff. No, it's like I need to contact this person. I need to prepare that and do that and organize this. How shall I feel peace and relaxation in that crazy period? But what you just said gives me this feeling of reconciliation and feeling more better with myself, with understanding and compassion, that, okay, it's a phase, it's a period, it will change, because it's a part of my own soul's purpose that I'm doing all that, and that we are bringing ourselves together, and it's going to be lighter and easier with every breath and with every gathering on that level, with because we are the light workers, aren't we? I mean, we have incarnated, or we have come to do what we are doing, or to arrive in the being instead of doing. But there is a transition phase of doing a lot, at least here, and then maybe arriving at a being place sometime.
Well, part of, if I may say so, if I may observe what you just shared, and yeah, I feel like it's a reflection also on these transitional time where a lot of people may feel like there's so much I want to do, and at the same time I wish to be in a beingness. How do I reconcile the nurturing, the self-contemplation, the being able to take the time to go deeper in my inner universe when I feel there's sometimes anxiety and this movement of change? How do I reconcile all of it? So I love what you brought on the human level with sensitivity, with openness, with authenticity. And it's going to be very important moving forward to recognize through your authentic self, where do I need support with, and being able to be more receptive, to feel like, okay, physically, seemingly, I am alone in my apartment, which speaks to many people who may live on their own, to feel like physically, I feel like I have all of this responsibility, this burden, or this assessment I'm taking on. But it's where it's need to be reminded more than ever that it is time to open our receptivity field and allowing the mind interface, seeing with the leadership of the heart and asking, I need support, I'm asking for assistance. This is where I need to shift the quality of my thought forms to start to get into a more higher vibration, to bring more stability. And so when you are bringing in the assistance will be brought forward, oftentimes, members of my communities or clients or people I meet in public settings ask me, well, if I ask for help, will your delegation come? And they said, we are constantly present. We are constantly bringing assistance. There's ways for us to communicate with you. However, if you're toning yourself down or retracting yourself too much into that mental agitation, uncertainty, physical separation, I'm alone, there's too much going on, you're retracting your living aura. And that living aura retract onto itself, and it creates a discrepancy between the vibration of those who wants to assist you and your level of receptivity or your ability to receive that assistance. So whenever that comes through, and I'm really glad you brought that up, because this is part of the transition going on right now in the new cosmic gateway, is take a deep breath, reset. We always teach that in our holographic group healing event. We always teach reset, bring yourself back, connect to your roots, connect to Gaia roots, and elevate your cosmic tree of connection. Imagine this cosmic inner tree of connection when your branches are expanding and allowing through the heart center to says, okay, now I know I'm back in my centerness, I'm back in my resonance field. Now I am truly ready to receive, listen, and accept assistance, guidance, support, love. I can feel that. And allowing that, so the feel of receptivity is going to be opening more, and it's going to be important to maintain and understand that this false sense of isolation is also partially what we all are here to heal and being able to resolve and reconcile within ourselves. And there's a sense of reconciliation. Does that resonate? And I feel that energy.
And also I feel that we're shifting from sort of false masculine to a divine feminine. And so, back the old earth is mind controlling, doing, and that structures are all falling away. And the Mother Earth is choosing and reviving the divine feminine. And for me, divine feminine is receptivity, and going back to the nature self. So the nature, like for example, the seed, we are right now sort of like the seed, and underneath the ground. And in the old way, we forced to sprout, do that. And it just doesn't work that way. And we are this beautiful seed, and we have to be in this perfect place of like right temperature, nurturing, right humidity, and water and nutrition. And so to see ourselves as the nature being, because we are part of the body of nature, the Mother Earth. So we are now recognizing that we are one with the earth, not just spiritually, but also physically. And so to be able to be in this stillness in the womb, as a seed, or before we sprout, we are really learning to receive, so that we can really sprout in a big way.
Yeah, I think I totally agree with what you say. But also, I wanted to add, Anja, since you're talking about you're stressing so much and there's this and that and a lot of mind activity going on, what my guides have said already from the beginning, and this is still a challenge for me, of course, but that is that do 80% of the work on the inner planes, and then you only need to do 20% on the outer planes, because then things fall into place and everything work with that synchronicity that I talked about. But most often we are doing it exactly the opposite. We do maximum 20% on the inner levels, and then we go around like crazy on the outer planes. But it's important. But I also wanted just to point out something when we're talking about the heart, which is super important, of course, to open the heart and be in it and all of that. But it's also important to recognize the mind. We are given a mind because it is a great tool through which higher consciousness can come in. And the heart without the mind can get very soft, and you can be misled very easily. And the mind without the heart gets cold. So clearly these two need to be aligned together and given a harmony in between them, because that is, from my perspective, how we really can expand by cherishing all the gifts that we have. But with the mind, I don't mean being busy and but we have it. Through that, higher consciousness can come in and be interpreted in our brain.
Yeah, thank you so much. The interface of the higher mind and the heart is really about, it's really truly where the next level of evolution take place. And it's beautifully. So thank you for that. I really appreciate it. Anja, if I may lovingly suggest, I would love maybe to explore some of the essence of the conference, of what people need to expect, the beauty of the place, maybe the significance of the location itself. If you would like to explore that a little bit, just to give everyone even more excitement to even be there physically as much as possible and experience this place. So would you share a little bit about maybe the history or the energy of the location where we'll be together for this conference in July?
Oh, the history. This is something that my mind really seriously has not explored. I can, but wait a second, I will just show you. At least I can show it to you. This is a brochure that the castle has given to me. So this is the place. It's an air view, as you can see. And this is the main building is a castle. The castle, and these are the side buildings where they also have rooms to rent and everything. So this is going to be it's a little bit elevated, the whole location. It's not really low. We have here the lake, the biggest lake of between Austria and Switzerland and Germany, the Lake Constance, or Bodensee as we call it. This is a big lake. And this is it's very close to the lake, just 10 minutes by car. It's a little bit higher. And it used to be some kind of school or so, but the real history, it's all written in that book. I really have not studied, because history is not really the field of my personal exploration. I'm humbly admitting that. So I think what is it that I should say? It's a cozy place. It's a place where all rooms are newly renovated. It has been, I believe, bought by a group of people a few years ago, and they have changed this whole location from their previous purpose. I think it was an internat. I don't know what internat is in English. So a special school for special children with especially rich people or so, something.
Boarding school, yeah.
Yeah. So it was used like that. And that's one reason why they also have some basic rooms in the building. And they also have the amazing rooms, which have all names of prominent people. Like there is one room that's, for example, the Martin Luther King room, and there's a George Orwell room, and a Mother Teresa and a Nelson Mandela. Every room is differently decorated. It's very, very beautiful. So all the tiles in the bathrooms and everything, every room is different. They all have different colors. It reminds me so much of the Venus, of astral Venus, the way Omnek describes it in her autobiography, how it is on different levels of density, where people are with their mind able to change their rooms and their environment just with their energy and with their thinking. So from my memory, what I've learned from Omnek and Astral Venus, the Hohenfels Castle comes as close as I can imagine on the earth, because it is definitely inspired by those people who are buying all these little tiny things like the couches and the tables and the lamps. Everything, every detail is chosen with love. And this makes this whole place in itself as something so extraordinary and unusual. It's not just a regular conference place or event location. It is an art. It's a piece of art in itself. And it's made by people with love for people like us who are organizing things like that. I think they mostly have spiritual events there. Not only, they're of course renting it also for other purposes, but they already told me they're not renting it to everybody. It depends on what they are doing. So somebody who is busy with war and with machines and guns and stuff like that, they would not rent it. So they really choose who they are giving this place to. And this energy, everything that I have now tried to describe a little bit, gives you a feeling what the intention of these people is behind it. So this makes it super special. It's the location, it's the energy behind, it's you, it's us, it's everybody else. And so what else can I say? You can ask me anything. Maybe I give an idea, right?
It's wonderful. And I know about you ladies and everyone watching, and it will be watching. I just felt that, and the way you describe the essence, and that was the point, is to describe the essence of the uniqueness of this place as a piece of art.
Yeah.
The art, the mastery, the love, the architecture, everything that is embedded, how they are being selective of what event has been hosted, who's going to bring in, what is the intention. If I may share very quickly, and because I want to hear from everyone, of course, in my heart, what I felt is the calling, the soul energy of that place, calling all of us, and the potential that we can co-create and manifest. I saw waves of healing love energy emanating from the castle deep into the grids, going throughout Germany, all the country in Europe, and throughout the entire grid system of the planet. Can you imagine the potential we have to be there, thinking about uplifting old paradigm, healing deep wounds, shifting the fabric of the essence of living, which what we call my Octave father always talk about installing a higher living, a conscious living. And I can feel that the potential of what this place represents, plus with Lake Constance, which is very well known also for its really high vibrational properties and virtues. So that's exactly what I was hoping we would share today, and to allow everybody to feel. How does it feel to both of you, Cecilia and HaRuKo?
Well, to me, it feels like that, like you say. And also, I think, like you also touched upon before, with all these different channels or light workers that do different things, when we come together, it's a whole new potential for all of us to take a next step to lift into more light, and also, like you say, to spread that light out into the world and offer it as an opportunity to humanity if they like to open for it. But also the light that goes out, I see that there is like a different quality that has come just over the past few years, that all of the light that we build around ourselves from now on will be permanent. So it's a very exciting time. And with permanent, I mean, like, if I awaken my light body, I connect to different dimensions, I do whatever I do, that light will stay here even after this body goes back to the earth. And next, when I come to a next lifetime, my soul can step into it directly because it's permanent. And so we don't need to have that long process of coming in, being shocked to come into density, and then awaken again slowly and gently. No. So, and that is also how humanity will evolve. Our species will evolve when we step into light right away. And that is really, I'm really exciting for all such events when we come together, many people open for that.
Beautiful, thank you.
And what I felt from Anja's explanation, I understand that, there are many portals, on Earth, and of course in Europe, and there's also sub-portals. And I felt like, I happened to travel to Belgium and the Netherlands last year, and I felt some of the portals had been closed up or used for the wrong purpose, but when I was listening to you about this place, well, first of all, castle doesn't get built unless it's portal. It has to be that, very important point. That's where they choose like a church to build or castle to build. So I'm sure this is the portal, but also at the same time, this portal has been maintained for the good purpose, for the future. What I feel is like this portal has been maintained for the future, for the highest, best purpose for the humanity and Earth. So that's what I felt from the location, and so it's a perfect place for us to gather and to influence other sub portals in Europe to release more of the density and wake up, those portals as well. And so I feel like that portal and this gathering has a very important purpose, very sacred purpose. So I am grateful to be with that, together with this.
Isn't that amazing? I mean, it's really as if all these people, I don't know when it was built. I have to check it out. It's certainly a few hundred years ago when it was originally built. Yeah, there is even a small chapel embedded in it, and there is really an old gardens and old trees. So it is certainly a long time ago when it was built. Maybe it was built by the same souls who have now come back to reinvent the whole thing. Yeah, I don't know. It was just an idea. And somebody just asked something in the chat, which I would like to answer. Is it possible to buy tickets to individual speakers, or do you need to attend the whole event? It's an important question. Of course, all these questions are answered on the website. So please, if you're interested in looking deeper into it, there's also still the early bird, super early bird period now until February 15th for those of you who want to make a decision in the next weeks and to arrange their travels. So I do not have the plan to open this event for individual speakers or so, because I don't want to scatter it too much. I want to, at the moment, I only sell full 4-day passes at the moment. But depending on how everything develops, I may open also for day passes, for day tickets. This is all something that needs to be organized. So at the moment, my dream would be that we can fill the place and fill the event with people who really come for the whole time, for the full 4 days, and really be present to dive into what HaRuKo also shared so beautifully, to also integrate, allow, by being present, by listening to the sounds and to the music, because this time HaRuKo is one of the musicians, but there's again the Merlinos, who were already musicians last year at the event, and they will be there again. And we also have Anja, who is a piano player. She volunteered last year and played every once in a while, just in the breaks. She was just sitting at the grand piano and she was just playing from her heart. And she's also coming again voluntarily, she will bring her piano, even her own piano, because she said maybe she wants to sit in the garden somewhere and just play music. And she also channels individual soul music for somebody who wants to have their own song, which she's then playing. It's really beautiful. So we will not only have the talks and the presentations, it's going to be part of it. Of course, Viviane is going to give a presentation, HaRuKo and Cecilia as well, which I'm most probably are going to translate. But this is just a part of the event, because mostly it's about frequency. Mostly it's about being present, being really there, relaxing, connecting with the other souls, with the other people, because you will meet people you have not seen in 100 or thousands of years. You don't know, because this is why we are speaking today and why we are talking about it. It's really an ascension event, and we can't oversee yet. And what you were mentioning about the grids and the timelines and the history, it's something that I would love also Viviane to say a bit more about it. And of course, all of you, if you feel guided to talk about your feeling. HaRuKo already said a little bit about it. It's the historical timelines, especially what the war timeline and his German history is connected to. And I know that Viviane is very guided to somehow, with her frequency and her Arcturian delegation, you also work in this field, right? With helping the collective to, I don't know, you can express it better in your own words, what this intention is, that you are now guided to also be present for the first time in Germany at that location and during that event. This is not coincidence.
Indeed, indeed. Well, very well said. And I love the question asked. And if I just want to quickly make a parenthesis about, the tickets, it's a cohesive event. It's not just a sampling of, I'll listen to this person,
Yeah.
I'll grab this and I'll leave. If you do that, then you're approaching that event like a spiritual buffet. We're moving beyond that. This is more of a cohesive emergence experience, that if you come, be fully present, allow yourself to have the full experience. Yes, you may have some speakers, you may resonate more than others, and that is fine. It's about resonance. At the same time, allowing a more fuller experience, I would lovingly recommend that more to the 4 tickets, the 4-day event, rather than a spiritual sampling. This is not a wine tasting event. This is much more profound than that.
Yeah.
So just a little parenthesis that I felt from my heart.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think
this is my intention.
Yeah, that every speaker, have their own unique frequency.
exactly.
And I sort of not trying, because I've seen at other gatherings more a few years ago that people like to take sides, or they like to have a favorite, or these things. But it is about all of us coming together, representing humanity and building a beautiful platform of light together. And that joint frequency that we will create together. This is what it is about. So please come for the full event and listen to as much as you can, or attune to what you can, and embrace the diversity and the unity that we represent, because this is what it is about, to create oneness in that way.
Yeah.
Agree. And you know, in the past, conference used to be to just gather the energy, gather the information from outside of you, and that time is really finished. And now, you know, you will receive the information, but as well as you embody it and then be present. And that's the new way of, you know, being participate in the conference. And so I agree with both, you know, all of you.
Absolutely. And thank you both of you, and Anja, of course, because this is what has been a distinctiveness of what this event about. You know, the differences is simply different perspective that bring unification into a new level. And this is also reteaching humanity to embrace the higher dimensional frequency. We talk about moving from a third density to a higher fifth dimensional frequency. Well, one thing you're going to learn about the fifth dimensional frequency is that it embraces individuality expression within the unity field. And so this event is much more reflective that way. So just to quickly, because we're already at the hour, just to be mindful of the time, Anja, in terms of the live stream, just very quickly, you talk about, you know, the timeline shifting and everything. When we talk about the cosmic gateway, we talk about, you know, some of us are talk about a movement of what 2025 and even beyond 2025 represent. So just to keep it lighter without to be too stuck in the mental construct is really about embracing a new era. Gaia is ready to give birth. She's birthing a higher version of herself. This is something we have been assisting, that many other group conscious have been assisting. This is something that we've been monitoring with many other beings and generations of old ancient souls returning to the planet. She is birthing this aspect of herself. So we are part of this birthing process. And this is just not beyond the divine feminine, it's the inclusiveness of embodying the sacred divine creator archetypes of the masculine and the feminine returning to sacredness. So no more distortion. We're moving out of the distortion field, duality, polarization, fragmentation, isolation. We re-understanding what fear energy has been. It's an experience. This is how we call it. Understanding these experiences behind it. And we're finally going into that birthing process. And everything is going to represent. We can talk about this for another hour, but once we are in it, which we are, it's about experiencing it with the fullness of your being. Be present, invite all aspects of you to be present, to embrace this change, these metamorphoses, what it's going to mean for you personally, for your family, for your community, and on the planetary level. And I will say this is beyond the Earth quadrant. It's going to go well beyond the solar system. It is affecting positively and inspiring so many other civilizations and other species that you have no knowledge of. And so the implication is huge. This is why there's so many of us within the frame of the galactic community that are here and will be here even more so. So we are looking forward to reconnect with you, not your devices, not your technology, not your books, not how many modalities you've been trained in, but we're here to reconnect with you. So that's the invitation.
Thank you. Beautiful.
Welcome. Okay. Anyone else would like to add a layer to that? Or do we feel it's complete? Do we want to maybe take several deep breaths, maybe to bring and closing sacred space together?
Yeah, let's do that. But first, let me just add something, like you touched upon that, because this time that we are moving into, apart from being a huge process for the Earth, for the collective of humanity, and for all of us, it is also about opening for the galactic era, because that is the evolution we are moving into, more a cooperation, an active cooperation and communication, like you said, with many galactic species that speak through us, the channels, the mediums, the artists, whatever, but who we will have a more conscious cooperation with galactic species and places, and even develop more technology due to that. And they can also help us a lot with medicine, technology, education, whatever, all fields of society. And it's an exciting time we're moving into, I think. Yeah, sorry for...
Oh, you don't have to say sorry for the beautiful words and energy that you're sharing, honey. I would say that because we could really talk for hours, but we already shared so many beautiful things, and we are an inspiration. And people are now inspired and called to feel for themselves whether they feel called to come to join us, to stay with us, because maybe we are doing another meeting when it comes closer to the event, maybe in May or so, or in June. Yeah. So what I would really love to ask you, Viviane, is giving us a few words of short meditation, some blessing, something that we really can now go for at least a few moments, or a minute or 2 or 3, whatever. Go inwards, find some peace, and then we will just say goodbye and wrap it up. And I feel that we can close it without a huge more words, many more words. Okay?
We would be honored, as always, as we are with you. And we are honored to be with all of your presence. Many of you have come to be of service, to bring different perspective of knowledge, encoding, frequencies, teachings. And please understand that each of your role is very important, that you are recognized, supported, and celebrated throughout the universe for having said yes to be of such dedicated level and selflessness that you have returned, whether it is to sacred design, artistry, teachings, just your presence alone, very much celebrated by many, many, and of course the multiverse itself. So I just want to acknowledge everyone right now as we come together in a sacred circle of light. The circle represents equality, flowing, continuation. When we come in the circle of light, we all equal as we are divine beings of light. We represent the multifacets of the grand, holographic design of the prime creator. Multitude of dimensions, multitude of star systems, different plane of existence. And you are a very important, unique, beautiful, majestic aspect of that creation. And we honor what you bring forward to bring yourself back now to honoring this human physical journey on a celestial being known as Gaia, Earth, Terra, the Blue Pearl, and many other names. We invite you to feel the calling of this unique gathering, taking in a very historical place, right in the heart of Germany, right in the centerness, in a place called Europe, and to feel the calling from all corners of the world, as well as all corners of the multiverse, this gathering of enlightened-minded beings, consciousness, people, and presence that we bring. So we invite you to feel in your heart how you are honored, supported in your journey. There's no need to fear. It's simply reawakening the divine pathway of remembrance of who you truly are, and to see your capacity for co-manifestation, co-creation as an artist, an architect of new blueprint, remembering the pathway within you, change and transform your reality and the reality of this world and this dimension. So right now we invite you to feel this calling to come and join to our light. Come to warm your heart by our light together, and to feel the calling of tones, music, new geometry, to feel also how the language or the linguistic field is evolving, embracing the new light codes, embracing the next level of what is possible for all of us and for you in the next stage of natural organic evolution. Allow yourself to be grounded with Gaia and within yourself. So we invite you right now to take a deep breath through your heart and release. On the next breath through your heart, let's invite your higher mind, reawakening your higher mental faculties, that you bring in soul wisdom, tools, abilities, remembrance from other lifetimes, and how you can interweave the tools, the remembrance of gifts and abilities for multi-lifetimes, interweave into the soul blueprint of who you are today, with certainty, self-love, worthiness, confidence, inner strength, beauty, and divine grace. And so it is, and it is just the beginning. Welcome, everyone. We're here to be of service. So thank you for coming back into your space and just to feel right now that what you receive is many beings speaking in cohesiveness, in oneness, and I am part of it. How we utilize my throat chakra to bring in so many beings, and how the algorithm of light and the frequencies are being shared with you. So we speak on a multidimensional level. It's multi-languages expressed in the cohesiveness of what you recognize as the English language. And it is served as a gift and as a way to communicate, connect, reach out, and share our essence. This is how we share an aspect of our essence with you. It is a joy to be with all of you. And we're here to be of service to Gaia, and for the love of Gaia, we are gathered again in this lifetime. Can you feel that?
Beautiful.
May I add a little flute song?
Yes.
No.
I hope we can hear it.
I can do it. I can do the setting this way.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, HaRuKo. That was really beautiful. Gives us really a feeling for what we can dive in when you're here with us in presence. I will leave it like that, unless you all want to say maybe a few final words, and then we will just end the live stream. That's it, right?
I
Viviane?
think music was such a beautiful ending. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, my beautiful sisters, friends. See and talk soon. Bye, everybody. Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Namaste, everyone. Stay in your light. See you soon.